Sleepyhead?
I'm not letting you go to work today.
Wait, what?
Everybody, listen up.
Welcome to The Drive.
Morning.
You're gonna talk.
Get on the phone at 339-1140.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Jump in on our text line at 441140.
Everyone is talking about it. You must know that.
The Drive starts now.
I know this song. Saw it live last night. Yeah.
I don't remember this one.
When Kyle and I went to go see the band Muse.
This is one of the few songs last night that I knew the words.
Yeah, Kyle actually texted me. we were. Oh, not only were we there in the same building, but this Justin, could you turn the music down, please? As a matter of fact, let me get this ready.
While you're doing that, I'm going to let everybody know that it's time to call Sierra Pacific for this winter's best deal on a new furnace. Call Sierra Pacific now, 800-551-3040.
I have breaking news. Kyle and I were both at the Muse concert last night, and I had a pair of extra tickets for Kyle and his girlfriend to come hang out with myself and my wife and a couple friends of ours. And Kyle had pretty good seats. He opted to stay there. Turned down an opportunity to socialize outside of the station.
I did. It wasn't like we were going to sit there and talk during the show.
Enjoy it together, however you want to call it.
Yeah, so we bought seats up in the 200 level.
Yes.
I think 204 row K, I think were our initial seats. When we were checking in, we had a lady say, save yourself a lot of time when you get through security, go down to that table. And they had this table set up with all the 200 sections, like it is like 203 through 206. And we went up to this table, and this lady hands us a different pair of tickets that was in section 118, like row F.
Yeah.
We got really good seats.
Yeah. So
nobody sat up top. All the top seats were curtained off.
So just to be clear, I had pretty good seats with some friends.
Mm-hmm.
I had said, hey, Kyle, before the show.
Yeah, you invited me to hang
said,
out.
Listen, you're in the 200s. Come hang out with us. Kyle said, yeah, absolutely. We'll text each other and come on over. It'd be awesome. Yep. And then Kyle got better seats and was like, peace. I'm not offended. I just want it for the record. This is now the second.
I would like it on the record that it was not my decision.
Oh, dragging your girlfriend. And not in that way. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, can we not say that?
What?
Like, if you're going to say, man, that guy got dragged on the internet, that's okay.
Huh? I don't even get it. Did I say a bad word?
No.
What did I say? I'm totally lost.
I just don't want it out in the sphere that I was, in your quote, dragging my girlfriend.
You mean throwing her under the bus? That's what that means, right?
Yes.
You were throwing her under the bus saying it was her fault, right? That
Okay.
you guys didn't come sit with us?
No. Yes.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I don't like that language in that context.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow. Kyle.
You sound like such a dad right now.
I know. Wait, him or me?
Him.
Right.
Son.
Jeez.
I don't like that language.
My goodness.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Kyle Madsen. Being Kyle.
If you guys don't understand why, then you're both idiots, both of you.
No, we understand. We're just trolling you at this point.
All right. Yeah, pretty much. All right.
Yeah, no, wow.
All right. Well, Kyle will.
Yeah, well, hey, guess what? You guys both sound like dads because you are. Boom.
Yeah.
Got him.
All right.
Roasted you guys.
Kyle Madsen is in the Kyle Madsen Safe Space studio. He will get Ben Gumpert on the phone here in just moments. I want to pay something off real quick. I said the oldest player in the NBA is about to get older. That's because reports coming out, Vince Carter wants to stick around for another season. A season in which he would be, if I'm correct, 42 years old? Wow. Good for Vince. You know what? I never understand the people that are like, come on, man. Just hang it up. It's embarrassing. You know what? If Vince Carter is still good enough for a team to pay him, whether it's on the floor, whether it's what he brings off the floor, and by the way, he had 21 points versus the Heat just 4 days ago. And, excuse me, he will turn 43 next year. 43. Good for him. I say as long as somebody employs him, play until you're 55. Who cares? Never understood that. You play for about a third of your life. You have the rest of your life. The rest of your life to deal with it. To be retired. Ben Gumpert's in the beginning of his prime. Just the beginning of his prime. Stanford educated. Has worked on the highest levels of the NBA, and now he is the head honcho, the president of the Sacramento Republic Football Club, who debut their season, can you believe it, tomorrow against the hated Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City, Papa Murphy's Park. That match starts at 7:30, and joining us right now to talk about the new season, Ben Gumpert. Good morning, Ben. How are you?
Good morning, guys. I'm still trying to reach my prime. I know I'll get there someday.
You're close. I mean, listen, you're getting there, by the way. Hey, Ben, I hope you know what I'm referring to. This is totally not going to be awkward if you say no, by the way. Can I ask you about something that you posted on Facebook a couple days ago that was highly personal, but I thought a very, very cool story involving your dad? And if you say no, that's fine. It'll just be awkward for like 10 seconds.
Right, only for 10? Of course. Happy to chat about that.
Would you mind saying your dad is an amazing story, and your dad decided to spend his evening doing a very amazing thing, and I saw the picture of you and he together, and it warmed my heart. Fill in the audience. What was he doing, and how cool was this?
Yeah, so it's my dad's birthday, Frank, and we've always been close and continue to be close, and he's got his own little idiosyncrasies as many of us do, and at times when I was growing up they were embarrassing, but I've come to realize how special they are. So for his birthday, which was just on Tuesday, he didn't want a party. He didn't want us even to come over and bring dinner. All he wanted to do was hang out at his favorite shop, the frozen yogurt shop down the street, and buy yogurt for everybody that came in for the entire day. And of course, what he did with that is, he left out 2 donation boxes, one for a school in Rwanda, actually, that's associated with my kid's school, and another on a board he's in. He said, if you want to drop in the dollars you'd be spending on your vanilla and chocolate chips, then drop it in here for a good cause. And the parking lot was packed. I went in there a couple times throughout the day. I mean, literally hundreds of people in this really tiny shop. And he had a smile on his face the whole day. This is exactly what he wanted, and he had a vision for it that was certainly smarter than anything I've done, and it was just neat to see.
It warms my heart to hear that, and I'm not going to lie. It troubles me just a tad to know that I will never be as good a person as him. Ever. No chance.
Or try living in his shadow.
Right. That's a pretty big shadow to live up to.
No, but that's his birthday. But the next week it'll be something else.
Right.
But it's just so great to see him interact with everybody, and kids of all ages and adults and everyone. This is what he lives for. So it's nice to see.
Not hard to see why he produced such a good kid, and that kid's soccer team, football team, if you're in Europe, starts the season tomorrow. And man, I'm sure it wasn't this way to the players. Maybe it was, but boy, it seems like it was a boom off season. And now we go into this season versus the Real Monarchs. And just give us the headlines here. What are we looking for tomorrow? How's the ball club?
Oh, we're rearing to go. We got new field, new kits, some new players. New things at the stadium going on, a new tailgate opportunity for fans, which they've been super jazzed about. It's just great to have soccer back in action. I know the player, I saw a couple of them yesterday, and they're chomping at the bit to get out in front of the home crowd. Those that have been here in the past are super excited. Those that haven't, they've heard stories from the other players about how this experience in Sacramento is different than everywhere else. So they're jazzed about seeing what it's all about in front of everybody tomorrow night.
Anything new, interesting, exciting? There's always stuff going on. You guys are always innovating. You're always not just on the roster, not just with the coaches, none of that, but also, around Papa Murphy's Park as well. So what are we looking forward to this season other than some good soccer?
Always some good soccer, but we got a new pitch, so that should be good. Field for you, Dave.
Yeah,
you can call it either way. We have a tailgate party. I swear, since I've been at the organization the last 2 years, that's one comment I get all the time. It's like, hey Ben, can we tailgate? Can we tailgate? I get stopped in the grocery store with my kids, maybe even in the frozen yogurt shop with my dad. Hey, what's going on with tailgate? And was able to work on the off season with our partners at Cal Expo and Ovation to own the stadium, and they said, all right, let's give it a go. So we're super excited that the fans can come out early, bring beers, bring sandwiches, bring whatever they want, hang out, and be ready to go come kickoff. We're gonna have a new kid zone that's gonna start the next match actually on March 24th. That'll give a field for kids to play in. We got some new craft beers. We got some new areas. It's always fun to be able to invest in the stadium, make sure that we're building on the fan experience and doing the best we can.
You set me up beautifully for this. When you got stopped in the grocery store and asked about tailgating, I'm betting that it was Rayleigh's. And then, boom, look at that. You were perfect. You moved it around, and Rayleigh's the sponsor of the Sacramento Republic tailgate. I see that right in front of me on the release. Fantastic partner, and now you can go there and you can now is there anything I need to know? Can I just roll in and I know you got to get the little tailgate pass, and there's all kinds of info at sacrepublicfc.com about that. Just go to sacrepublicfc.com/tailgating. But I can just roll there with my little grill and cook up some hot dogs or bring some potato salad, hang out with my friends, and then roll on into the match.
That's exactly right.
Love
yeah, we got some standard safety, no open flames. Let's keep off the glass, and a few other things, but plenty to do. I'll be out there hanging out for a bit, and it's fun. It's just fun to have soccer back, and can't wait for tomorrow night.
Ben Gumpert with us, and I promise you this will be my last thing on that, but you've looked at me. You know I love food. Do you have a favorite tailgate item?
Ooh, grethink question.
Thank you.
Right.
This
is a hard-hitting journalism here. Well, I think there's always the standard. If you have a nice, in my case, chicken sausage.
Yes.
Spread. But it's not just the mustard for me. Like, you got to go. I'm gourmet. Little chopped onions,
okay,
little relish, maybe even some diced tomatoes.
Okay.
Just to flavor it up a little bit.
Almost like a Chicago dog, a little bit.
Some different aiolis. You don't want to get too fancy because you got to remember where you are, but it's good. So that's gonna be my standard. But I'm excited to see what fans bring. Everyone's got their own style. You got to celebrate it. You got to lean into it, and we'll see what the people bring.
So it's funny. You wear these two masks in your position. You've done a great job at balancing the tightrope. The first mask is, of course, the one we're seeing right now. It is the Ben Gumpert, president of the Sacramento Republic USL squad, and you have an exciting season coming up. You've got a great season ticket base, fans that are unparalleled, and you're trying to grab that big trophy once more. The other face, or mask, I should say, is Ben Gumpert, president of the Sacramento Republic USL Club, which is trying and has been trying so very hard to ascend to Major League Soccer. And since you last came on these airwaves, there was huge news as Ron Burkle joined the Republic in the investment group. That's huge news. That's something obviously you guys have been working on forever. Some fans will recall me tweeting out, and a lot of people seeing picture of Ben and Kevin and Ron at a Kings game. As a matter of fact, we're going to Phoenix spring training next week. It was when I was at spring training last year that you guys were all at a Kings game, and there was a lot of buzz and everybody was a flutter. I can't let you off the phone without asking you, where are we at with MLS and how are you feeling?
I feel great, and better than I ever have. As you mentioned, Ron Burkle has been fantastic, and we're excited to announce him about 6 weeks ago now. But certainly, every day before then and every day since then, we've continued to work with the league. Had a trip to New York with the commissioner, which was very successful, and continued our conversation there. Been working with Mayor Steinberg, and the city council, working on the land deal. So there's a lot of T's to cross, but we are certainly in the final stages of this, and closing up everything that MLS has asked of us. Kevin Nagel, as you know, who I know has been on the show recently, has continued to push at every level where we can, and super thankful for him to have brought us to this stage. So I feel great. I know our fans. That's, of course, besides the grocery store question I get on tailgating, this is, of course, the other one, maybe even a little bit more, as it should,
Yes.
because this is a massive, massive opportunity, not just for our club or our fan base, but for our city and our region. I know you wear the Sacramento flag as proudly and as strongly as anyone, but I know it, and we know it as well. There are very rare opportunities where you can, in one fell swoop, raise the profile of a city like we can with a major professional sports team with MLS. And it's been a long road, and I know there's been some frustrations and ups and downs along the journey. And we're not right at the finish line just yet, but we are darn close, and feel great about some updates coming in the next few weeks.
Ben Gumpert with us, and if you'd indulge me on that subject real quick, because I think it's important every once in a while. There are people listening to the show right now that maybe aren't the biggest soccer fans. Maybe they've tried it, don't like it. Maybe they haven't tried it, and they're looking forward to get out to a game. Maybe they don't completely understand. Well, okay, MLS, great. Maybe I'm not the biggest soccer guy. I think it's very important to every once in a while replug into this way of thinking. And Ben, I'm going to ask you to indulge me and just role play for a second. And we, of course, always love role playing with each other. Here's the deal. I am Don Garber. You are Ben Gumpert. I won't put a timeline on it. Let's say a week, a month, whenever it is. I announce as Don Garber, we are happy to bring in the Sacramento Republic as our newest MLS team. Yeehaw, everyone's happy, blah, blah, blah. I know there's some specifics you can't get into and some things that could change, but would you just mind walking us through the steps from the time that we, knock on wood, get named till stepping on the pitch, some of the awesome things that will then be fired like the slingshot pulled back right now that are going to happen in this city as far as construction and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, we're in ready position, and I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves.
Sure.
But to indulge you, as I tend to do from time to time. Yeah, and again, in truth, thanks to Kevin Nagel and our partnership, who has continued to make the site construction ready. So that announcement happens, we are ready to go. As you guys have seen the renderings, we actually have some updates as we've been working with our architects to make some tweaks that really enhance the fan experience even further. But we're ready to go. So that announcement happens. We are running. There are shovels in the ground, and we are building that stadium. And because of that, we can do it faster than anyone else and be ready within a couple years. Of course, with that, in addition, we have some land surrounding the stadium that we want to develop. Certainly, we've seen the success of the Kings Arena and Doco, and how important the surrounding development is to the overall experience. So we have that we're going to continue to work on. As you also know, it's not just about soccer.
Right.
We are going to have, there's nothing like the Republic Games. We're going to have U.S. women's and men's national team games, but we're going to have concerts and rugby and lacrosse and football and farmers markets and other events on that stadium. So that planning continues to be ready. So it happens quick. And again, there's a rare opportunity to do it, and we're ready. We're ready to go. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We're going to follow the process and get to the finish line the right way. But that's in a way, that's just the beginning. Because then there's it's a start line for something else, and that part's going to be thrilling for everyone involved.
And am I off base too, just to kind of stretch it? Not that you just didn't give us enough awesome stuff that's going to happen in this city, and that's I'm a sucker for soccer, and I love it, and I love this club since day one. But as you said, that Sacramento flag wave strong, and just seeing the continued development that, again, knock on wood, could happen. Just floors me. All the things you mentioned, plus outdoor concerts and all those events beyond soccer. But then also, I remember there was some conversation about hey, it's a natural thing to think that a couple years after that, an MLS All-Star game, that Sacramento could host that, which would bring tens of millions of dollars. And then even stretching it further, and you don't need to comment on this, but a lot of people in this town have long wanted an NBA All-Star game as well. And don't realize that having a separate stadium and all that space there as well would do nothing but bolster that bid. So it's almost like the sky's the limit, Ben, not just having top flight soccer in this town, but also the continued development of this area, as I think you've said many times, and I love the line, the front door of our city, the front yard, if you will, of our city, to see that developed and turned into something so beautiful. Man, it just makes me rub my hands together. I pray every day that we get there.
No, I mean the city that our kids could live in
Yep.
in 5, 10, or 30 years certainly is a whole different shape, and certainly it's a different shape than when you and I grew up and were on the mean streets of Rio Americano High School.
That's right.
But this is not the time to stop. There's so much more to do. To your point, this is far bigger than soccer. There's so many other events. This could bring all-star games. This could bring massive concert festivals. This could help to bring next big corporate headquarters, which I know has been a big push for many in the city, and rightly so. To have a city like Sacramento, to have an NBA team and an MLS team, right? The two growth leagues, the two leagues that really lean on broad diversity and excitement. You couldn't have picked a better fit. So it's neat to see. It's crazy, when you take a step back and see what's in front of us, and now we have to get after it and make sure it happens.
Fast forward this part of the documentary, maybe 2-3 decades, and Ben Gumpert and Carmichael Dave with their children, who are right around the same age, or Ben and Dave are doddering around the now developed rail yards in that whole area with our children. And you know what, Ben, you and I both know this. We can take solace in the fact that our kids are going to grow up in a better, brighter Sacramento than we grew up in. But also, I think you know this deep down too. They're really not going to. They're going to take it. They'll be like, this was always here, right? It wasn't a big deal. That arena, that stadium, the soccer team. Yeah, that what? I don't get it. What's the big deal, Daddy? It's going to happen.
Right. How do we keep them humble? How do we keep them grateful? That's right. The work day in, day out. I mean, just for having a kid, having my daughters in sports. I know you're in the arena as well, literally and figuratively. Man, they're spoiled. I mean, I think I was at a game just a couple years ago, and we were sitting in the upper deck for baseball. My daughter asked, like, when are we going down to the field? When are we going to the field?
Right.
Like, come on, you guys. Like, I used to go to 5 games a year and loved sitting in the nosebleeds, and that was what I got. And now they expect to be on the field or the court every time. But gotta love them. We'll do our best to keep them humble. But it's neat to see. It's neat to see it through their eyes as well.
Brother, you're speaking to my heart. The first time I ever went to an event other than a Kings game at Arco Arena, I won tickets that I called in during my paper route to what was then FM 102. I won tickets to go see Tony Lopez versus John Molina, and I swear to God the tickets were like section 218, row ZZZ, and I went with my dad, and I was a pig in you know what. I was over the moon. My daughter and her little class band played the national anthem at the game on Monday, the Knicks-Kings game. I was a nervous daddy. I got the wife and son and daughter seats to go there, and the deal was Avery was going to spend the first half with her class, and they were in, I think, section 218, middle row.
Sure.
And we had lower-level seats. She texts me, because, of course, she has a cell phone at 11, not spoiled. She texts me before the game, says, Daddy, Daddy, can I come sit with you guys? I can't see very well. And I just sat there, and Ben, a big part of me wanted to leave her up there for the whole game, and I probably should have.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Spoiled kids, man.
It's all right,
Tomorrow.
Yeah, but tomorrow night.
Yep.
See you there. See everyone there. It's gonna be fun. And season starts, and we're off to the races. But our guys are gonna give it their all. Had a great preseason. But nothing is like being in front of the home crowd with a game that counts. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Todd Dunovit's put together a tremendous roster. Now another year under his belt. Simon Elliott once again leading the charge in your Sacramento Republic. in their quest for another title take on the Real Monarchs SLC. Do not want to miss this season. That's going to start at 7:30. I think there's a handful of tickets, I believe, still available. Not many at sacrepublicfc.com. Get out there. And as always, Ben, always love it when you join us. Appreciate everything you and Mr. Nagel and now Mr. Burkle and everybody else are trying to do for the city. And we'll talk to you throughout the year, buddy.
Absolutely. Much appreciated, man. I'll see you soon.
All right, brother. Take care. That is Ben Gumpert. We'll pause and take a break. When we come back, oh, boy, gosh, Friday, last half hour of the program already. Woo! We'll do Coors Light's Cold Hard Fact next, and we'll have some stuff to clean up from the week for you right here on Sports 1140 KHTK.
You're welcome, Sacramento. The drive continues now.
We have content for you. Before we get to that content, Kyle Madsen wearing his so fresh and so clean Muse shirt from last night's concert has something to tell all of you.
It's my first concert t-shirt. I'm really excited about
That
it.
is nice.
It's time to call Sierra Pacific for this winter's best deal on a new furnace. Call Sierra Pacific now, 800-551-3040.
Kings, Knicks, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Yeah, that's not a miscue there. That's 9 a.m. is the start. I like that. You get up, you watch the game, you have the rest of your day. There's UFC on tomorrow night. Nice weekend coming up. And then you and I and our engineer Joe will be heading down to spring training Sunday afternoon. Kyle.
Can I get a ride to the airport, by the way?
Listen, I don't want to make this weird, dude, but when we're talking about my car, I don't like when you say stuff like ride for my vehicle. Just saying from now on. Yes, of course you can get a ride to the airport. Not for me, though. This is an interesting stat. I'm just kidding.
Maybe we can stop by Hoblet because it's only 7 minutes from the airport.
Right
you know?
there in Woodland. Let's get to cold hard facts because I actually have a couple I want to throw back at you. Coors Light's cold hard facts. As a matter of fact, Kyle, would you mind if I did the cold hard facts today? Because I have two I really am excited about throwing to you.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that.
I know you probably had a few.
I'll put my fact on the back burner.
Save them for Monday. All right, let's get to it. It is the Coors Light cold hard fact.
Oh, wait,
Brought to you.
Nope, it's not.
Hey, brought to you by Coors Light.
I put in the wrong.
It's a cold hard fact.
Yeah, it is.
It's time for the cold
It's a
hard
fact.
facts.
It's a fact, which is something that we know to be true.
Yes, and it's cold.
It's both below optimal temperature.
Kyle, not a hot soft fact.
No.
This just in.
No, it's not.
It's a cold hard fact.
It's time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Fact of the Day. Here's Kyle Madsen.
No, it's not.
It's not Kyle Madsen. It's Carmichael Dave, but it's also Kyle Madsen. Kyle, this might be, I've got two doozies. These are two really fun cold hard facts.
Yeah, give them to me.
Duke and North Carolina are about to play a little basketball with each other. First off, this might surprise you. This is the first time they're playing each other when both have been in the top 10 in more than 11 years. February 6th, 2008 was the last time both Duke and North Carolina were in the top 5 when they played each other in the regular season. I find that amazing.
Wow.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, me neither. They both won titles, multiple titles in that time frame.
In their last 100 meetings.
Can I guess what you're going to say?
Because I think we go over this almost every year. But
they're like 50 and 50, right?
They're tied at 50 and 50. That's an amazing fact.
Right.
Not as amazing as this.
Their scores are within like
7,763 points for Duke. 7,749 points for North Carolina.
That's unbelievable.
That is a separation of 14 points over 100 games, of which each team has won 50.
That's unbelievable.
Duke with the huge edge, obviously.
Yeah, Duke is winning that series big time.
I have a bonus fact for you.
This is so many facts.
It's a lot of facts, dude. It's like, do you even fact, bro?
This is like, there are so many facts going on right now. It's like 1993. It's fax machine.
I would like to give you the top 5.
Dial a phone number.
The NBA this year.
It's like primitive email.
In possessions used in isolation this season. ISO possessions.
Oh, can I guess?
I would love for you to guess the top 5.
Okay. It's players, not teams, right?
Players.
James Harden.
Weirdly enough, James Harden is number 1. More on that in just a second.
It's so strange. Kevin Durant's got to be on there.
Number 4.
Okay. Is Dame on there?
Damian Lillard is number. Wait, Damian Lillard is number. Yeah, sorry. It's a loud buzzer.
Okay, keep going. Go ahead.
James Harden's number 1. Durant's number 4. Do you want to take any other guesses?
I'm just gonna guess the usual suspects here, guys like Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook is number 3.
Okay. So I have 1, 3, and 4.
Yep, you're missing 2 and 5.
2 and 5.
I will say one of them is a likely MVP.
Giannis.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is number 5.
Okay.
Number 2, recently relocated from out of the country.
Luka?
No.
Oh.
Good guess. No, he used to play in a different country, and now he plays.
Jack Cooley.
Now he plays deep in the heart of somewhere.
Deep in the heart of Texas. I got nothing for you, dude.
I'm letting you hang on this. I'm not helping you, dude. No.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. You will be. So,
DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan is number 2.
I was thinking Europe.
I wasn't going to insult you.
Sure.
By bailing you out of that one.
That's fine.
Now, that's not the big fun part of this stat. Top 5 in possessions used in isolation in the NBA. That's not the fun part. Giannis Antetokounmpo is number 5 at 226. Durant, number 4 at 252. Westbrook, 3rd, 258. DeMar DeRozan, 260. So 226 is 5th. 260 is 2nd.
This is about to be outrageous.
No. Would you like to guess James Harden, who is number 1?
I do, but I don't want to do the thing where I guess a super high number and you're like, well, no, it's not.
It's not that crazy, so don't be crazy. But 226 for Antetokounmpo at number 5.
226.
260
I bet
for
Harden
number 2.
has at least 412.
412. So not double, but that would be.
I was going to go shy of doubling it.
Well, once again, you kind of screwed it up. He does not have double what DeRozan has. DeMar DeRozan has 260 possessions used in isolation this season. He's 2nd in the NBA. Number 1 in the NBA is James Harden. 1,015.
Get out of my face.
1,015 possessions in isolation for James Harden this year. 2nd place is DeMar DeRozan. Now, let me just try to do some. Nope, I just did the quick math, I believe. Let's see. 4, that's 5, 518, 618, 718, 670. Yes, I did it. James Harden has more possessions in isolation this year than 2nd through 5th place combined.
Wow. So I thought doubling it was too much, so I pulled it down from doubling it. And then I told Jay, I was like, 515 was going to be my other guess.
Yeah.
Thinking that, like,
You'd
that
blow
was going
the
to be
bit.
too high, yeah.
Just for funsies,
It
Kyle.
wasn't even close.
Just for funsies, if I want to give you a total points scored out of isolation this year, I won't make you guess. Antetokounmpo's still 5th at 213 on 45.1% field goal percentage. EFG, if you will, excuse me.
Effective field goal percentage.
Spencer Dinwiddie, 219. He's actually 4th.
Okay.
219, 50.3 effective field goal percentage. DeMar DeRozan, 255 on 48.5 effective field goal percentage. Kevin Durant, number 2, is very efficient. 261 points out of isolations on 49% effective field goal percentage. James Harden, 1,129 points on 51.8 effective field goal percentage. Not only is he literally lapping the field, but he also has the highest effective field goal percentage of anyone in the top 5. Which brings me to the drive super late in the week question of the day, because we got a break and we only have about 10 minutes left in the show. Question of the day is, I feel dirty saying this, Kyle.
Oh, man.
I feel dirty.
You're doing it.
Is James Harden the greatest one-on-one scorer in National Basketball Association history?
Hang on, real quick.
Kyle's looking at he's got his phone to his ear.
I'm just gonna answer something. Hello?
Yeah. Tell him we're doing a show. And we got
Oh, Monte Ellis. Monte.
I wasn't ready for it. Michael Jordan. Oh. Monte Ellis. That's cool. All right. Apparently, I have a voicemail from Nick Stauskas. By the way, I don't know why he was calling. We'll take a break.
You should have answered when I answered.
No, I think he forgot to pay his phone bill because it cut off real quick. Tough times for Nick. When we get back, what's on tap right here on Sports 1140 KHTK.
It's the end of the show, but it's the start of your workday. For a cold one, it's What's on Tap. Here's What's on Tap.
What's on tap? I got one. For a change. You ready?
Dang, you're doing the cold hard facts and the what's on tap.
Buddy, I know you were up late last night.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna like this one. This is why I get to pick the sponsor. Mm-hmm. What's on tap? Brought to you by Vaccinations. Get them. Thank you. Just a friendly message from Dave. I speak for nobody else but me.
I'm going to co-sign.
Are you?
Yeah.
You sure you want to go out on that limb?
I am.
I also feel like there's some context to this that we need.
Let's just say I'd love to say I'm entertained. Unfortunately, I'm not. I had no idea when I read social media the amount of people with medical backgrounds and the amount of people that have published, peer-reviewed studies. I always enjoy when dealing with something as serious as that, reading Billy or Gina in wherever they are saying, it just seems weird. I don't like it, so I don't do it. Okay. Thanks. Google measles. Have fun with that. 9 a.m. Kings, Knicks. This is a must win. A must win for Sacramento. But I am not. It's so stupid, too. I'd actually like some background. Maybe it's out there, and forgive me if it is. I'd love some background as to why. For example, the second game on the docket in the NBA tomorrow is at 4 o'clock our time. And that's on the East Coast as well. Nets and Hawks. Why are the Kings and Knicks at 9? It's not like it's a national TV thing. Is there another event at Madison Square Garden?
There might be. It might be something like that. It might be one of those weird mecca of basketball things. Like, hey, it's at MSG, so we have to do the weird, quirky scheduling.
That's so strange. It's got to be another event.
Don't question it. It's a mecca of basketball.
Yeah, it's a mecca of basketball.
Do you know how many championships have been won in that building?
Quite a few lately. I know that. From the 530. What's on tap? Brought to you by Caramel Apples. Want a food that's hard to eat and guaranteed to get stuck in your teeth? Hey, Caramel Apples. That's from the text line, the Jiffy Lube text line. I couldn't agree more. Caramel Apples, thumbs down for me. Sorry. I'll have an apple. I will also, as a matter of fact, I will also have some caramel. I will actually dunk an apple in caramel. I've done that before. That's fine. But the caramel on the apple, According to Grant Napier, the New York Rangers are playing tomorrow evening.
Oh, that explains that.
Well, I you know what? Is it the mecca of hockey? No.
Yeah, I think so.
How about the Rangers play at 9 a.m.? How about that? Hockey's basically a minor league sport.
I have a Ravel tweet.
Please, give me a Ravel tweet.
The Stockton Ports, based in Stockton, California.
Well, hey, this just in.
The asparagus capital.
Oh, love it.
Will become the Stockton Asparagguys next month.
No.
Take my money on this hat. He then posted a hat with the Ports logo, the sailor holding a stalk of asparagus, asparagus,
a spear?
sprig, a spear,
A sprig?
holding a piece of asparagus. That hat came out in 2012. It's almost a decade-old hat.
That's awesome.
He's like, oh, take my money.
Oh, that's great. The Stockton Asparagus. Asparagus or Asparagus?
Asparagus. So I don't know if that means they're permanently changing the name. I don't think they are.
Are they spelling it G-I-I-S or G-U-Y-S?
G-U-Y-S.
G-U-Y-S.
They also have a mascot. It's an asparagus.
Is it disgustingly stinky urine?
No.
Okay.
It's an asparagus. It's like a personified asparagus, basically. It's got like eyes and mouth and stuff, and its name is Asparagus. That's just a fact. I didn't make that up.
Okay. I mean, I'm all for that, and I'm a huge fan of asparagus. I've often said one day if I ever get rich and famous and retire, I want to retire to a coastal area of California and have an A farm. Avocado.
Almonds,
asparagus, and apples. And I'm missing an A. Something
apricots?
Else. Okay, apricots are fine, but there's some other A thing that I really like. Anyways.
Anteaters.
Because you have to, avocados and artichokes.
Artichoke.
Yeah, you got to grow them in that climate.
I had this delightful thing at Disneyland's Food and Wine Festival last year.
What's a Disneyland's Wine and Food Festival?
Pinky was out the whole time, bro.
Wow. Okay.
It was this like Caesar salad asparagus. It was like asparagus with like a Caesar drizzle and Parmesan cheese on top of it. Really good. Really, really good. Paired well with a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Marty in Philly, when we were asking, is James Harden the greatest scorer out of isolation in NBA history? Marty from Philly gave us Allen Iverson. I love Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson's great.
Allen Iverson's fantastic. Just an effective field goal percentage alone, Allen Iverson's career 45.2, James Harden 52.4.
And what effective field goal percentage is it's combines your 3-pointers and 2-pointers and gives you a field goal percentage of what you would shoot if you only shot 2s.
Right, which is really the way it should be looked at. Field goal percentage to basketball is pretty much what batting average and wins are to baseball. Comments.
It's time to call Sierra Pacific for this winter's best deal on a new furnace. Call Sierra Pacific now, 800-551-3040.
Give me a time here. All right, so we got about a minute left. A lot of people to thank this week. I want to thank from today Ben Gumpert and Sean Salisbury. Also, J-Mar is doing a fantastic job on the video cast. That'll be up here later today at cage2k.com, or excuse me, at the Cage2K YouTube channel. Please do subscribe to the Cage2K YouTube channel. Not only will we have today's video cast up, but at some point today or probably over the weekend, we'll have Kyle's and my 1 hour plus visit with Lance Woods post-show yesterday. We have that video and audio waiting for you as well. You won't want to miss. We had a lot of fun there. Ben Gumpert joined us. Sean Salisbury, I think I said, joined us as well. Remember, Kings tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pre-game at 8:30. Tip-off at 9 right here on the Sporty 1140. Jim Rome is next. Have a phenomenal day right here on Sports 1140. KHTK. Bye-bye now.